Okay, yo, what's up? How you doing? Here I go again. Watching Riva TV. I gotta say, this young lady has such great content. I love the perspective. She doesn't seem to be, to me, she seems to be very, very objective. It's like if it makes sense, I'm a rock and roll with which and whomever makes the most sense. It doesn't matter about the gender. I don't give a fuck about that. It seems to be, at least in this situation, because yo, brother man, he was he. Mm, he said some real shit, and I think a lot of bros need to be like, "Yo, just be 100 from jump," so that way they will have full disclosure as to whom they are fucking with, and be like, "Yo, they can step off or stay with, but nonetheless they can't complain because you said exactly what you are going to do." And with that said, go ahead. You have the floor over here, man. I gotta say.
Immediately, I think we can all fathom why these women were going off.
Oh, goddamn. I gotta, you know what? I gotta cue shit up. Jeez. Jeez Louise.
I'm going to go ahead and dive into the conversation, press play, pause, plays, and give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire situation.
So there was one point in the marriage, year two, I said, you know what, I think I need a side chick because you're not giving me what I need sexually, and it's making me feel bad, and da da da. And Kadeen said, you know, Deval, whatever, do it.
Because at that point, I was just tired of arguing. I was like, that's going to make you feel better in this moment?
And I
Go
said,
ahead, my guy.
Immediately, I think we know why most of the women are mad in the comments.
Mad at what? You can't be mad at anything because let me see here. The last I checked, the last I heard, the last I've watched is that, you know what? I don't like it when you lie to me. So bruh was like straight up the whole way. Hey, think of me the side bitch or a side chick, and said exactly why, gave her examples, or this is where you falling short. 1, 2, 3, XYZ. That's fair. That means that is full disclosure. Full disclosure. You know, when you buy that car and they tell you exactly what is wrong with it and what is right with it before you purchase it and spend money on it, so you can't commit to it. You see what happened? So, no. What upset about what? Bruh has a point. Oh, why did you get married? Let's go.
Immediately, I think we can all fathom why these women were going off in the comment section based off of this small snippet of the conversation, but there's more.
yeah, and I said,
Go ahead.
and I said, yo, I'm not saying this as a threat. I'm telling you what I'm about to do. She said, Deval, go ahead, do what you got to do. Like,
did you really not care at that moment?
I didn't think you were going to do nothing.
Right.
To be quite honest. I was like, oh, this is like a
test.
That's what she thought.
A lot of times women be having conversations. You have to be very intentional on.
Dudes don't test. We don't do that. I never heard no dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've hung out with many of homies, and not one of them ever said to me, "Hey, dog, let me tell you what we did. I did it. I ran a test on my wife." No, we don't do it. So no, that is a thing. I think that is specific to the female gender, and I say that with love. I'm not trying to be. I'm just being respectful, okay? But no, we don't do no damn test. Like my mom said, if I say it, I said it. If I say it, I said it. That's how she moved. So yeah. Anyway, what's going on? Let's continue, please.
Saying what you mean and meaning what you say.
Oh.
Don't be playing bold. Don't be acting tough. Don't be agreeing to stuff that you really don't want to agree to, because once you open that door, it's going to be very hard to close it.
That's a kind of.
Don't be agreeing to stuff that you can't agree to, but they are married, which means you had to agree to some commitments and vows. I say a word? I probably didn't say a word, but y'all can judge me later at this, or not judge me, you know what I mean. But there are like those commitments that they have written out amongst themselves that say, hey, look, I have full access to your body. So when I'm ready, or for her, provide or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, go on.
kind of was a test. What I wanted her to say was like, you're not gonna go get a side chick. I'm gonna step up to the plate and do the things that you need because I'm your wife. And when she said, go ahead and do it, I felt like, dang, she really don't care that much about me that she gonna let me go do it. So now I gotta go do it.
One thing that women have to understand as well is that, you know, whenever a man says he's going to do something or a man propositions you with any kind of situation, you have to know that men are very logical thinkers. And so there's a lot that they.
She's saying some real shit, but I feel like it's going to fall on deaf ears. Someone's not going to understand. Someone's not going to believe it. Someone's going to be like, whatever, fuck them. But it's like, this is a cheat code. It's like, what do you want? Like, if you want that special dude, and we could do vice versa for women, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I read my books. I'm telling you right now. This is what it takes. It's the work. I'm telling you, what I see these days is people not wanting to put the work in. This the day to day. It's February 17th, not the 14th. It's 2 weeks after the anniversary. You know what I mean? It's that regular ass shit. How we doing? Are we good on regular ass days when we don't like, who gonna fold the clothes? You know what I mean? Ooh, your boo-boo stink. You know what I mean? Why did he eat that and he know damn well it's gonna give him heartburn? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Go on.
They have gone through before it has come out of their mouth. And so when something is presented to you, regardless of what it is, if a man says, you know, don't disrespect me like that again, or I'm going to leave, or anything like that, whenever a man gives you any of those tidbits of information, you have to take it seriously.
That's right.
Because I can guarantee they are being extremely serious. They're not like women who run and...
Ain't no dude gonna tell his wife, I'm gonna give me a side piece. I'm gonna get a side bitch to her face. And be like, no, I'm just playing. No, he thought about that shit. No, she didn't do this. She didn't do that. Ah, damn, man. You know, I've been this. No, because a side bitch only for one thing. Okay, so hey, go on. This is good stuff.
Just say anything and throw it out there and don't mean it. Men are very intentional when they speak.
So I ended up meeting a girl. We started talking and we became friends. And I said to her, I said, you know what? We can't have sex. Because we friends. Like I wanted something transactional so I can do it and throw it away.
Yeah.
So we became friends.
Now to summarize the rest of that podcast conversation for you guys, it ended up obviously not happening. He had the conversation with her. She was shocked because she didn't know that he was really serious. But the root of that issue and the root of that problem was that they had two very different ideas of what it was that they signed up for when it came to marriage.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they ended up talking about it again on their own personal podcast and got a little bit deeper to the root of that conversation.
I don't want to say it's a...
That happened to me. I was married before. It happened. Two different ideas. For sure. Let me see here. Didn't do my research, nor did she. I'm sure she didn't, because if that's the case, why agree to a divorce is my point. So here's the thing, right? What we do tend to do is pour in our energy into, say, you're going to buy a new car. Make sure that car is the right car I'm going to get for myself. You do the actual research, right? Same applies for that, say, laptop. Let's make it gender specific. And say, oh, makeup. What is that? The proper makeup I want to put. You know what I'm saying? For a guy, I want to get that like that. The clippers that's going to do the. You know what I'm saying? You put the work in to get the proper buy. Do you want to make sure I'm committed to this when I purchase my money? Money, because marriage does cost money. Money, but don't do the proper research. Can we have a conversation on how you want to raise kids? Do you want to spank? Because I don't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. So, you know, it's something to think about, man. I'm just saying, man, it's here. Bruh, say some real shit. I'm loving this. Watch this.
Man versus woman thing, but a lot of women do complain, oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me? If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy?
A lot of women...
That is such a great question. I wish I would have asked that question like 20 years ago. I'm like, wow. Because I know everybody has dealt with this more sometime along the lines in relationships, okay? When it comes to sex being a chore, and if it's such a chore, but wait a minute, if you don't want to have sex with me, then I should be able to get somebody on the side because you want to do it with me. That's a valid point. Because what is the point? Man, come on, dude. Let's go. Don't be the homie hitting it, bruh.
Don't like these parts of the conversation. Hence why, like I said, they're getting a lot of backlash and flack in the comment sections. And it's mainly
Backlash for what?
because whenever a truth is exposed about women who are pursuing or wanting marriage, but them not being well equipped with being able to maintain all of the things that a marriage entails, women get quiet.
You're just talking about that day when you have that, the perfect, how do I say, wedding. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank. So I'm going to pause that. Hold up.
Right? Because the focal point always lands on a man not being prepared, or he wasn't this, or he's not man enough for me.
Yeah.
It's always that kind of conversation. And when that conversation is now flipped and a man can say, oh, are you woman enough? Are you ready? Are you prepared? Women get their feelings hurt.
If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men?
Everything he's saying so far in this conversation makes a lot of logical and
What do you say to that?
intentional sense, right? Women are the ones who say, oh, I'm not going to be no long time girlfriend. I'm not going to sit here and, just play the game with you. You're going to have to marry me.
Right.
And then when the duties come up that, require you to present your best self in the thick of it in marriage, you're not wanting to hold your end of the bargain, but you're wanting them to hold their end of the bargain.
Girl, go ahead and say it.
Well, who said I pushed anything on anybody?
Well, we know that you pushed monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. I didn't say you forced me to get married, but did you not say to me that you wanted to be engaged and you wanted to be married before you lived with me?
This is a very, very authentic.
And that's some real shit. He's saying it. She said to him, this is what I want to happen. In order, this happens. I've seen all of it's all there. Oh, man. Brothers, it's time. I'm just having fun. Somebody can take offense to that. That's what these people are so sensitive. I can't even never have fun.
Conversation that is happening on a platform that people need to see because it's the truth being revealed. Yeah. Right? And it's something that a lot of women can relate to. A lot of women put certain parameters on what they want and time frames and stuff like that because
I know not a lot of women, all women can relate to that. And dudes can relate to what brother is saying about the other part. It goes both ways. I don't know if she mentions that, but it's going both ways because obviously I'm a guy and it resonates with me as to what they're actually both saying as a person that is divorced. Let's go.
Because of societal standards of what they think they're supposed to do or whatever it is that they want for their life, and so when the conversation then comes forth, they don't like to hear the truth of what actually happened, right? It doesn't feel good to say, hey, yeah, you pushed me into a corner and forced me to do this, but it might be the truth.
I want $1 billion. That don't mean I'm going to get it. I can want something, but not.
You right now. You're dodging the question.
Nobody pressed you to do it. Yes, is that something I wanted? Yes, it was. But
you didn't press me. Are you going to lie now to the people because we talking about sex? You're going to lie now to the people?
DeVal. Knowing
you didn't want monogamy?
Of course I did.
So then why are you avoiding the question?
When that mirror is turned, it is not always nice. But it brings forth some of the most fruitful conversations you could ever have in a relationship.
It's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I wanted and I requested that you were going to deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Time out. You just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
I can make a request. Is the request going to be granted?
Am I not? Am I not?
As a woman, when you're in a relationship and you
made it, you got him. It's interesting. Bruh has a valid point because she got her prize. She does. Can we not be honest about that part? Let's talk about that. Shit. So it's valid if she's not meeting up to what, I'm saying, his expectation, because he's meeting up to her expectation. Clearly. Why? Because they're married. Because she wouldn't be married to him if he wasn't. Let's go.
you are providing an ultimatum to your man, it is because you want him to provide those things that you are asking or requiring of him, right? You're not wanting him to turn to you and say, I don't want to do any of those things. And then you have to then go outside and start over and figure things out from the scratch. You're doing it because you're wanting him to step up to the plate. Now, that puts a man who is in love with you in a certain kind of box, right? Because now it's like, okay, even though I might not be ready for this step, I love her enough and I want to be with her and I want her to be happy. I don't want this decision to end our relationship, even if I'm not necessarily ready for that next step. So now I have to juggle on, am I going to, compromise with her and give her what it is that she's looking for? Or am I going to, step away from this very comfortable relationship that I'm in and end up being single?
It's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I want it and I requested that you were going to deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Time out. You just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
So that is definitely putting a man in a corner to get something out of it. A lot of women talk about it all the time of, giving the ultimatum and pressuring a man, in
It's not the vibe for any relationship. It don't work. Can't tell nobody, if you don't do this, then this will happen. No, just don't be with he or she or their friend. It don't matter. It doesn't work. It's not even healthy. It's not how it works. It will always come back. So, yeah, but no, to sum it up, it's both sides have a good point. But I gotta say, I've just never thought about that perspective before when it comes to the sex thing, because dudes, they get married for the sex, man. And then obviously, women get married for, providing safety, uh, things of that nature. But man, that's good. Anyway, tell me what you think. Shit, look, I'm getting tired. I gotta go to bed. Shit, it's getting late right now. I just had to go ahead and share that perspective.